guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, thanks for subscribing because we've got a couple numbers on it. I'm stuck at 933. That's a crazy number to be stuck at. I mean, it's been a while. Not very popular, I guess. That's okay. I'm all right with it. Oh yeah, got a new ring. Who doesn't love snakes, eh? I love snakes. So it adds to the collection. Anyway, it's not about me. It's about what we're doing. Coffee time. So what we did was we printed, this is Stormtrooper. Pew, pew, pew. It's the blaster. It's the, ooh, what the hell is it? C11. I don't even remember the name of it, but you know what? You'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. We'll say it later. So we printed them in pieces. We glued them together, and then what we like to do is always, you know, the heavier layer lines, things go missing, I add. I don't work with Bondo anymore because of the smell. It kills me. So we're gonna work on two things. We also printed the Batman. Again, I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's Batman, you know. There's a name for it. I just loved it. It's another head, you know, helmet piece. Don't know why there's two holes there. No idea. But, and it doesn't fit the head. It's too small. But that's okay. I like items like this that I can display, because who the hell's gonna wear this all day? So this one I did not cover yet with anything. You can see the layer lines. Has a lot of sanding to do. So today's adventure is to sand. So what we need to do is get us some sandpaper, and what we want to do is we're going to sand this out, and we're just going to lower it, like take it down to the normal level of it. And then, because what we want to do is the pieces that we glued together is really important to hide. Also, just like I said, layer lines. This printed kind of funky. I don't know why, but like, I'll give you an example. Okay, you see this piece here, this piece here. Well, it broke here. So, do I care? Nah, I'm not gonna, you know, not gonna lose sleep over it. Another is this attachment that goes here. It should have went all the way up to this one. It was very, very thin. So you know what? You make sure you got, you know your consistency of how much infill you're using and stuff like that. Maybe the supports weren't enough. You know, that kind of shit. So anyway, it fucking broke. So that's okay. It's gonna be a display piece. This is like one of the Stormtrooper pieces. We do have a helmet inside that, you know, it'll be just something to hang on the wall. Yeah. So I guess all I'm going to do is I'm going to sand this down. I'm just using our normal, you know, I got 100 grit sandpaper here. You don't have to go crazy because it doesn't have to be super rough. It'll come off fairly easy because it is a wood filler. We're going to sand all this down. And then when we get to the helmet, we're just going to sand down this, like mostly the bottom and all that. And then we're going to add, we're going to sand off everything nice, just as much as we can. I guess I'm going to fill up these two holes because I really don't know why there's holes there. Is there something missing? Maybe because this is, anyway, let's start that out. I'll show you the process because I'm not doing anything special unless you want to watch me sand. No fun. I'll have it sand down and then I'll show you the rest. Stay tuned. Turn that down. So next thing you want to do is after you've sanded, you know, especially the hard raw plastic, wear eye protection too, guys. I'm showing you, is take a file, anything that's, you know, I use my Kutzall, of course, and you want to file down those edges like that so that you get a nice smooth kind of a finish. You don't want nothing rough, obviously. So that would be good for that. And then also we're gonna get in more with details, like just to get in some of these a lot better, just to help out the look. You still gotta sand. You paint, you spray paint it, let it dry, then you sand that down a bit, and then you see where you're at. And if it's not good, you do another coat. Some people do 4 or 5 coats of this. You know, rinse and repeat, I guess. It depends on how pretty you want it, how, you know, how really good you want it. The more time you spend on it, the better it'll be, right? So again, we're just going to keep on sanding this, and then we'll get to the priming it of the stuff I'm going to use. I'll show you. We got it all sanded down to the best as we can. But what we want to do now is, again, like I said, some people go back and forth, back and forth. There's still a lot of issues. You can see that right there and so on. So I'm going to show you just quickly what I'm going to do. We got ourselves the wood filler. All right, and this stuff is good because it bonds to it and it dries, and then you can sand it and do stuff. So let's go down here and check it out. So to make sure that your wood filler is at least, you know, it has to be sort of wet, but not super wet. And then all you're going to do is you're just going to fill in the gaps. Okay. Now, what you don't want to do is leave big, thick chunks everywhere. That's not going to do you any good. All right. But you want to get at least a good coating on there, and then get into places that you think you've missed. Like, you know, I've had a couple of spots there and that. And then this takes about, I don't know, it takes about at least a good, what, half hour to dry, depending on the conditions of where you're at. You can probably get to it a little bit faster. We're going to let it sit for a bit because today is a really rainy day, kind of cool out. Might even have to bring this in just so it can dry better. It's no big deal. But we're going to fix up all these little spots. And then we'll sand them down, and then we'll do that again. So, nothing to really see here except for me doing this kind of shit and getting it done. So, when this is done, we're going to show you this. We'll go back to the sanding process, and we'll just keep on going. All right. So, working on this guy, putting the wood filler on, what I'm going to show you is what I do. Now, it's not probably the best method, but it works. So I end up taking just water, put it on my finger. I put it on thick enough ish, the wood filler, and you can see that I'm just sort of trying to level it out. All right, and it's what I'm doing is just adding wood filler into, you can see on the crack. So you can put as much as you want on here, like so. Okay. So you put as much as you want, and then you take water like this. Oh, I just put my finger in there, it's wet, and then I'm just going to rub it down so that it smooths it out, and it also gets into all of the other cracks. Now, 3D printing isn't perfect. I mean, those who can make it really well, hey, you know what? They've been doing it for a long time. Little Joes like us that don't know what the fuck we're doing, or we're trying, just like the best of them, is we're just adding that in. And again, what do we always say? If I can do it, you can do it. That's exactly how it works. So that's what I do, is I add it on, and I take some water, just out of a bottle, perfect, and it's not soaking wet, and then I just smooth it out, so it's not overly thick anymore, and it pans it out so you can get a good coverage. And even if you did the whole helmet, it's fine, because you just want to slightly sand it down. You can do that to all your helmets. It just helps. All right, let's keep on. So now we wait. I put a little fan on it. This stuff will dry. It says 45 minutes-ish kind of thing, but you know what? You'll probably be a lot quicker because of the fan. And then again, sand, repeat, sand, repeat. So this is part one. All right, stay tuned. So we got both of our items sanded down pretty good, just to the point where it's got no markings on it. Like I said, I don't go crazy on my stuff, but it happens. Here's a, it's called Dupli Color, and it's a automotive primer, and it's a filler. All right, first time I'm going to use this one, so we're going to give it a good shaking, I guess. And we're just going to spray it evenly on there, I guess, whatever we can. It's pretty thick, it looks like. I don't want it too thick, and it just runs everywhere. And we're probably going to have to sand this stuff down anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we're just gonna let that dry, I guess, for, well, we'll be gone for a couple hours, I guess. Ooh, I want to get under there. Hold on. Okay. We're gonna let that dry, and then when it's done, what we're gonna do is we're gonna sand it down, try to get off whatever doesn't need to be there. So we're gonna end this at part 1. I think I said that last time, but I'll whatever. So we're gonna end this part 1, and then we'll get to another sanding, and then we'll do the painting, the original painting. Okay? Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part 2. Choose your own path.